So I'm struggling this morning. I need to get dressed for the nursing home. I come out to, I had all these, hold on. Okay. I'm sitting on the porch waiting for Mom. It's 9:34, so I got dressed in 25 minutes. It's very upsetting that the refrigerator on that back porch went out. But I'm not going to let it get me down. I'm not going to let it get me down. All right, I'll see you guys later. Oh my gosh. Whew. So, first, Tony calls me last night. He needs to use my vehicle. He's got something going on with the Durango on the right side, and he just had the hub assembly replaced, and he's telling me, he goes, Mom, don't you remember you and G dropped me off to pick it up? He said, how long ago was that? I don't remember. And I said, well, I don't either, but maybe 6 months. And he said, right. So, and I said, okay. I said, how are you going to drive it up there? And he said, no, I'm just going to have it towed. And I said, okay, you need to tell them, get your receipt out from when you had that work done. And if they say that you need this, then you show your receipt and say, y'all just did this already. Have your receipt ready. Here it is. You did it. Here it is in black and white. This is what you did. And it should, if it's already messed up, then it's got to have longer than a 6-month warranty. Whatever they did. I mean, brand new parts. Come on. I said, if not, then you make sure you get a receipt for this other work that they're going to do to it. What if it's not the hub assembly and it's something else? Because you've got to keep track. Or I said, some mechanics will just keep nickeling and diming you until it's just crazy. It's hard to find I know everybody goes through that. Unless you know somebody and you know he's a good guy. Everybody goes through. It's hard to find a good mechanic. An honest mechanic. Okay, so he's going to use my car. Well, coming home from the hospital the day I took Debbie, and that was less than about 2 weeks ago. It's not even been 2 full weeks. I feel like I'm going like this, like I'm doing this little dance with my shoulders. And I look over at her and I said, oh my gosh, you feel that? And she said, she's over there doing it too. Not on purpose, it's something. And I said, I don't know if that's the road or what. And she said, do you have a bad tire? And I said, well, I check everything, especially before I head to Houston. I mean, Houston's an hour and a half away. You don't want to be broke down in Houston, and you live in Plum Grove. Or I wouldn't want to be broke down in Houston if I lived in Houston. It's, I check everything. Even if I don't need, even if I just had an oil change, even if it was just a few months ago, I check my oil, I check my water, I check my tires before I go on trips like that. Even though that's a day trip and it's an hour and a half away, I check all that stuff. And I said, well, if I've got a bad tire, and thinking it didn't do it to us on the way up there, and this was the first time it ever did it. So when I got home, dropped her off, I did look at all my tires. All my tires looked fine. And so then I thought for myself, well, maybe I was just in a bad area on the road and that was doing that, because it doesn't do it all the time. What I've noticed since then, and it does it, is that it doesn't do it once you hit, a good speed on the highway. Like you're going, once you hit about 45 or 50, all the way up to 70, which is about as fast as I ever drive. 70 is about my top. It doesn't do it. So honestly, it hasn't been a priority to me. It's in the back of my mind that it needs to be checked, but it hadn't been a priority. But, that's only been less than 2 weeks. And I've gone to church on Sunday. Once or twice to Cleveland Walmart to pick up groceries. And I went out just recently. The most recent trip was to get the door in the expedition, and it did it on the way home. I noticed it more on the way home than I did on the way up there, and only a couple of times. So in my mind, I was like, I've got to have this checked. I've got to have this checked. Okay, well, so now Tony needs my vehicle. So then I get up this morning. He's already gone. I went out. The expedition has the numbers on the door, the code to unlock it. So I put the keys in the car, and then I locked it. And the keys were in there, and I sent him a little picture of the card. I have that little card that comes with your car when you get it that has the instructions of how to use the code. I just sent him a picture of that card. So he would see if he wants to use it to lock it or unlock it, how you do it. Anyway, he's gone. I get up, set my alarm, gonna get dressed for nursing home today. But yesterday evening, I didn't clean this house like I like to do at night. I try to pick everything. It doesn't matter what he's gotten out, how much paper is sitting over there on that coffee table. Some of it over on the floor because I have the fan over here that's been blown some to the floor. It literally looks like we're the trashiest people here. The throw pillows are stacked here. Okay, he's horrible about just throwing the pillows on the floor, and I hate it because then he'll walk through the house and come back and just step on them and to sit down. So every time I see a pillow on the floor, I say, pick the pillows up. If you don't want them on the couch beside you, put them in a chair. So that chair over there by the window has 4 pillows in it. The rest of my throw pillows are down here on the end of the couch, of the love seat on that stool. Anyway, so pillows stacked high, sky high here. My vacuum that I just bought my vacuum went out, so I had to buy a new vacuum. I haven't opened it yet. It's still in the box. 2 bags of cat food that I need to take to the back porch. Then I've got some gifts and goodies in small packages over here in the chair by the front door, and then a stack of gifts and goodies y'all can sort of see behind me in these boxes back here. And I didn't clean, so it's just crazy. The sink is full of dishes. Not dishes, dirty dishes, glasses. Glasses because at 26, I've been fighting a battle most of his life about using the same cup. I have done, you guys, some of you guys have sent him cups, Reba cups, Johnny Cash cups, Toy Story cups. I can't remember what all cups he's had. I'll say, oh good, you can just use this cup from now on. This is your newest cup. You use it for a while. But, no, I guess I don't. So I have a bump in my head right there, but I don't. It's just the way my hair looks. Anyway, he's got cups, glasses all over this house. Dirty glasses. Some in the bathroom, some in my bedroom. The sink is full. I just went through this with him the other day. There was not but 4 glasses in my cabinet. Clean glasses up in my cabinet. I have 12 of the one size glass. I have 4 of another size glass. And I have 2 of the little short glasses in that shelf, in that cabinet. There was only 4 of the large glasses left up there. Every other glass was dirty. I have this little metal glass, like a tumbler, but I don't use the lid on it. It's about this tall, little silverish blue color. It's got some little flowers etched in it. I use that all day long. I rinse it, at night and turn it over. And in the morning when I get up, I drink my coffee in that. Then later I rinse my coffee out and I put ice in it and I drink tea, or I drink my Gatorade, or I drink my Propel. I drink my orange juice. Everything is in that little glass. Usually it's sitting right here beside me on the love seat. Right now I have a Whataburger cup with Diet Coke in it. Anyway, so I get up and I'm already like, I'm not feeling bad about Tony using my car. My mind is going to how many days is he going to need it? I need to get over to Jamie's. I've got to, as soon as these legs come, I'm doing a project for Jamie and I'm waiting for some legs to come in, table legs, long ones. We needed tall table legs, not regular 30-inch table legs. And so I'm waiting for them to get here, and I knew the day they come, whatever day they're delivered, the next day needs to be the day that I head over there. And she's been waiting, I know her and Lester have had some things pop up where she said, Kim, don't worry about it right now. Let's do it, whatever. Let's start on it. Let's start on it here. But now that the project's in, okay, this is what we need. I've been there. I've done measured. Made a project list, material list. And the legs are we have to have the legs before we do anything else. And I had to order them from eBay. So I'm waiting for those. I'm thinking the day those legs come, which could be any day. They're scheduled to be here, I think, either tomorrow or Wednesday. I can't remember now. But I'm thinking, if he needs my car, what if his car takes longer? What if he don't have enough money? Hope he don't ask me for money. All these things are coming into my mind. Enough money to pay for his to get it out of the shop. All these things I'm just thinking about. Then I walk down this hallway and I see this part of the house that I've not done anything in last night before I went to bed. And things start, piling up on your shoulders. You feel like you're just drowning. Somebody's pushing you. And I ate some of them little, at some point, he ate all the peanut butter and used the last of the half a loaf of bread. So he had to have at least 3 peanut butter sandwiches. So there was no bread. Now, there's bread in the freezer outside on the back porch freezer because, that's my overflow. So I think, okay, you know what? What's here? What can I eat? What? I don't have any breakfast drinks. Those little protein morning drinks I usually get. I don't have any of them. I'm out of those. So there's some of those sugar wafers, those strawberry sugar wafers. That's all that's left. Elora was here. She ate on the other ones. Her and Levi shared them. Then me and her shared some chocolate ones. The strawberry ones were the only one left from the last gift and goodies when we got those those wafers. So I had 4, and I had to have something in my stomach before I take my morning vitamins and all those things. So I was like, don't stress over this. There's no bread. Don't stress. If there was bread, it'd be frozen. I'd have to go get it. It'd be frozen. So just eat. So I ate 4 of those little wafers. They're about big as my finger. And I ate 4 of those, drank a half a glass of milk, and then took my vitamins and stuff. And at some point I thought, well, I went out there to do something with the chicken. I picked up some egg cartons somebody had left on my porch. And I thought, I'm going to take these out to the porch and then come back in and start getting dressed. And when I got out there, I thought, well, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and box up some of these eggs, because the one lady that comes for eggs, she'll be calling me pretty shortly, and I'd rather have them all ready. And it was like I couldn't, at the moment, my mind wasn't set to say, get dressed right now. You've got to leave here in 45 minutes. I just wasn't there yet. So I went out on the back porch, carried that bag. It was a Walmart bag with these empty egg cartons, opened the refrigerator, and immediately I could tell the refrigerator wasn't cold. It was cool, but it was not cold. Not cold like it should be. Although nothing's in the refrigerator but eggs. Oh, and some old jalapenos jalapeno peppers pushed all the way to the back in a jar. Some that Dad canned. So I was like, dang, I feel the shelves and they're cold, but they're not cool like they should be. I don't hear the refrigerator running. The light's on, so I know there's power. It's like, dad gum. So I picked the eggs up and I brought them in the house and put them in the refrigerator in here. So I don't want them to get ruined by being cold and then I don't want to leave them there until I'm done for the day. The refrigerator at the moment is still cold, not cool. You know what I mean? So I brought them in and put them in the refrigerator in here. And then I thought, well, I better check that freezer, make sure everything's okay with that. And when I opened that freezer, everything was thawed out. I started touching stuff. There's about 10 pounds of hamburger meat, but they were from the in individual things, packages. So 10 pounds of hamburger meat. There's 2 packages of unopened, boneless, skinless chicken thighs. There was most of the recent order I got from Omaha Steaks. There's still, right now, there's chunks of ham from the last big ham that I bought, where I cut off the fatty parts to use for like beans and stuff. So there's a bag of that. There's some bagels. There's just random stuff in that freezer. Popsicles, all that stuff is no big deal. The meat hit me hard, losing all that meat. I brought there was 2 packs of pork chops that still had frozen middles. So I brought those to the refrigerator in here. I brought all of the Omaha steak stuff that was a side, like the au gratin potatoes and the mac and cheese and those tartlets. I brought those things because the boxes were still cold. When you would like pick a box up, between the 2 boxes, you could still feel cold, not frozen, but still cold. So the meat is gone. It made me sick to my stomach to lose the meat, to lose the money that cost. That it cost me to buy the groceries and then have them. And it's not like, I know other people have been through it. I'm not saying I'm any special. It was just another on me. So at that point, I didn't really have no more time. I had 25 minutes to get dressed. So I ran down the hallway, tried to put it out of my mind, got dressed, left with Mom, went and did that. Then I went by Cleveland Glass to pick up a piece of glass. I had called in an order on for a little table patio table that the glass had been. It was actually Buddy and Steph's little table, and I guess they broke the glass top. But it was 26 long by 16 wide. And I needed that to set. I'll have to show all y'all that, so I'm not going to go into detail on that right now. But anyway, I needed that piece of glass. I needed that little table. It was perfect size for what I needed, but it didn't have a top, so I ordered a top. And it couldn't be wood. So let me just say that. It could not be a wood top. I got wood out the hoo-ha. But I needed glass. So I ordered this piece of glass, went by there and picked it up. And when it was done, it was almost 11 o'clock, or a little after 11. So I went and got Levi 2 tacos, and got me a coffee, because I didn't have time to have coffee this morning, and we came home. And I was home for about an hour and a half. Chased the goats out of the yard, went out and threw hay in the hay manger, came back in the house, got the glass, went out the back door, and I was fiddling with that little table and glass top when I heard the dogs going crazy in here in the house. It was Tony getting in, which was early in the day. Like, it was not quite 1. It was like 12:45 or something. So I said, why did you come home early? He goes, I needed to get off so I can make the arrangements for the wrecker to come and pick up the Durango. And I was like, okay. So he said, your keys are on the counter. And he talked about the wobble and in it, and I was like, yeah, I don't know, I gotta get it to a shop and let somebody tell me what they think it is. So then I went. I was just sort of, it's like you come back in the house and you see all the things you hadn't done yet, and I was like, I can't do this today. I just felt like I couldn't do this today. I got to clean out a freezer. I got to throw a bunch of meat away. It's making me sick to think about it. It's, I've got so much stuff to do here in the house, and it was just like all of a sudden just crashing in, and then my mind knowing that he's fixing the wrecker's gonna come, and I don't know what that's gonna cost him, and what if you don't have enough, and there's just different things in my mind about that. And anyway, I got to thinking, we've got that prom's coming up. I hadn't had. That's a luxury item I do for myself. It cost me $45, but I go once a month. I don't go every 2 weeks and stuff like that. Even my nails, I keep my nails done, but I do it once a month. I know people say, how can you do that once a month? My nails I file them down and I keep it cleaned up back here at the back. When I file it down if it starts wanting to like have that lip there. And I go once a month. I can't afford to go every 2 weeks like some people. So I thought, you know what? I haven't been. It's been over a month since I had my toes done. I wanted to have a pretty color. So they have a really pretty color on them right now. A really pretty sparkly red burgundy wine color. It's really pretty. So I thought, you know what? I'm just going to call Kim and see. My little nail pedicure girl, her name is Kim. Called her and she said, yeah, come on. So I went. I left and went up there. And when I got done there, I thought, let me just go to NTB and let them tell me what's wrong with the car. They start telling me, they come back in, say where I need rear brakes and I need all 4 tires have dry rot. Dry rot. And I'm just like, I drive my car every day. Well, not every day. Y'all know I don't go somewhere every day, but I may even use my vehicle to run to mom and dad's for something if it's too hot outside. So maybe I do drive it every day, but not to tell. But my car don't sit enough to be dry rot tires. It just doesn't. And I said, no, there's no dry rot. I said, them tires are only 3 years old. I said, I don't even have the miles that those tires mileage was. I don't even have those miles put on it yet. Well, he said, ma'am, that doesn't really, it doesn't really mean that your tires have, the car sat up. And he starts telling me about heat, and it's so hot outside, and the ground is hot, and the cement's hot, and the rubber soaks up the hot, and how basically the rubber starts separating, and that's how you get the wobble in the tire. I'd never in my life, I've had tires that have had knots on them, and you get that wobble every time the tire comes around and it does this. I've had that happen to me. But in all of my 55 years, I've never heard that your tires can get dry rot if they're used, if your car is being used. I think of dry rot tires like that old blue truck sitting out there that it's got one tire that holds air, the rest of them are flat. And now that they've laid flat on the ground like that with the weight of the truck on them tires have dry rot. I would never think of my everyday tires on my everyday driven car would never get dry rot. Anyway, so needless to say, when he quoted me $200 a tire and all 4 of them have dry rot, that's what he says, and I need rear brakes, I'm like, okay, first let me make sure I'm understanding you. That if I have y'all put 4 new tires on this car and fix the rear brakes. Now, I don't even realize I have no my brakes seem to work fine, but they tell me. Then I'm going to leave here with no wobble, because I'm not going to be taken by somebody. I mean, I've been taken by people before. And I said, you're guaranteeing that what you're telling me the reason I'm wobbling is through this, and if I get this fixed, I'm no longer going to wobble. And he goes, yes, ma'am, guarantee it. That your tires are giving you the wobble, but you do need rear brakes. And he goes, so then he goes over and just figuring up, like, if I do something now, do something later, but it doesn't matter. The whole thing, it's over $1,200 for 4 tires and brake jobs at NTB. And I'm just like, okay, can't do that right now. Let me wait till payday. I got in my car. They're nice people, honestly, they are. They did my alignment, my front end alignment, after I had that front end work done, maybe about a year ago. Really good people. I didn't think I was overcharged for a front end alignment, although I don't, I haven't had to have an alignment in years on anything. But yeah, I was just like, no, that's not happening. So I got in my car and I called my friend David, and I sent him a text because I thought he's probably at work. So I sent him a text and I said, can you change the rear brakes on the Expedition? And he says, thumbs up. And then I said, I just left NTB and they said I need 4 new. I said I just left MTB because I have a wobble and my car's wobbly. That's what I said, my car's wobbling. They said I need 4 new tires and I need rear brakes. And then he said, send me the size. So I said, when I text back that when I get home, I'll look at the size of the tire and send it to him. So I don't know. I'm just like, oh my gosh, today has been a day. This is a day, like it's a Monday. Oh, let me tell you, it's a Monday. But I'm not going to let it get me down. I'm not going to let it get to me. What are you into in there? I didn't lock the pantry.
I can't find my other ones.
We're out of them, baby. You put too many that day, and now we don't have any. So we just used one. You already got it?
Yeah.
That's it then. Turn the water on. I'm going to pull myself together. I'm going to change out of my clothes from town and put on play clothes. Levi, just turned the water on. Now get out of the kitchen. I'm going to put all the dishes in the dishwasher so I don't have to wash. I'm going to clean this room. I'm going to stack the rest of the gifts and goodies over there on the table, and we'll try to get that video done for y'all too. This is just a Monday, my Monday. You guys can pray for me. All right, love you guys. God bless y'all. You want to say hi to everybody?
Hi.
That's it. That's what you get.